Alright, more than a week has passed since Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, where they made a ton of announcements, including Apple's mixed reality headset, the Vision Pro. I made a YouTube short about some of the things which happened at the event, but if you haven't seen it already, don't worry, I got you. I'm going to be talking about some of the hardware and software into more detail, first impressions, and some thoughts which surprised me and even confused me as well. So, if you enjoyed today's video, drop a like and leave a comment as well. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tyler. I'm a 21-year-old college student who does tech, vlogs, and even travel videos as well. So, if you definitely like what you see, definitely get subscribed to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss a video or even a short for that matter. Apple begins WWDC with talking about the Mac lineup. So first we get the 15-inch MacBook Air. This is the same computer as the 13-inch we got from last year. It has the same colors, same ports, and same storage. The only difference is the size and weight, as well as the display, and even the price. This display is a 15.3-inch liquid retina display and is 2880 by 1864 pixels. Also, the size and weights, the 15-inch increased by 80% from the 13-inch. For the price, it starts at $12.99, as the 13-inch is $10.99, and the M1, which is a very cheap and good use of a computer, starts at $9.99. Of course, with the M1, which is still a very valuable computer, you can find it more cheaper with third-party retail websites as well as stores such as Best Buy or even going on Amazon. So pick and choose your preferences. Depends on how much money you have. If you have that much money, M2 is probably the right one for you. In addition to the 15-inch MacBook Air is a refresh of the Mac Studio with the high-end M2 chips, the M2 Max, and the M2 Ultra. Now, of course, the M2 Max is nothing new, but the M2 Ultra is an extreme powerhouse processor. 24-core CPU, 60-core GPU, 32-core neural engine, and 800 gigabytes per second of memory bandwidth. Additionally, the memory of the M2 Ultra has 64 gigabytes of unified memory and is configurable up to 128 gigabytes or 192 gigabytes. As for storage, it is configurable up to 8 terabytes. The Mac Studio has the same size, same color, same connections or ports. It is a little different in weight because of the processor and difference in display. The M2 Max Mac Studio supports up to 5 displays. As for the M2 Ultra, it simultaneously supports up to 8 displays, which I don't know how it's possible, but it is because of certain businesses do certain reasons. So, fair enough. The price for the M2 Max Mac Studio starts at $19.99, and for the M2 Ultra version, it is $39.99, which is a lot for a machine, but it doesn't compare with the M1 Max and the M1 Ultra Mac Studio. And yes, even though they show their charts and graphs, the M1 version is very more reasonable and way more cheaper, and you have a ton of better options when it comes to third-party retail or websites. So as I'm going to say for the 15-inch MacBook Air, I'm going to say it for the Mac Studio. Pick and choose your preferences. And lastly and finally, the cheese grater Mac Pro finally gets Apple Silicon, which completes the transition of all Mac lineups to have Apple Silicon from Intel chips. With only the M2 Ultra, you get 8 USB Type-C Thunderbolt 4 ports, 2 on the top and 6 on the back. In addition to the back of the Mac Pro, you also get a headphone jack, 2 USB Type-A ports, 2 HDMI ports, and 2 10GB Ethernet ports, all for the base price of almost $7,000. And for those who are wondering what a maxed out Mac Pro looks like, well, here you go. But honestly, the Mac Studio sounds way more reasonable, way more cheaper, and even way more minimal than this cheese grater Mac Pro. But then again, this machine is used for certain businesses and used for certain reasons, so why am I not surprised? After the presentation on the Mac lineup, we then finally get to the software section where we have the beautiful Craig in his usual long sleeve collared baby blue shirt Of course, always looking good. I'm going to be talking about iOS and iPadOS and their similarities and differences. So let's start with the similarities. So first is the messages. There is a plus button to view all the things you send the most, like photos, audio messages, and your location, etc. There's check-in, which automatically notifies your friend or family member when you arrive at your destination, such as your home or any other place. A new catch-up arrow lets you jump to the first message you haven't seen in a conversation. And now you can swipe to the right on any message to send a reply instead of tapping and holding to reply to a certain message. Very easy and time-consuming. Nice. Audio messages are now transcribed, so you can read them at the moment and listen to them later. You can send an audio or video message when you're missing a call or even FaceTime. For messages, there's brand new stickers in one place, and you can use your photos to create live stickers. In addition, the sticker drawer can be used anywhere, from PDFs to emails to even third-party applications, such as Snapchat. Very nice. There's an improved keyboard, which is powered by artificial intelligence, but Apple won't use the word AI in their presentations. Well, maybe except for Tim, because he has a reason.
People don't necessarily think about it as AI.
The improved keyboard has autocorrections, better dictations, and predictions. You can use the iPhone or iPad for FaceTime on Apple TV, so you can see everybody in the frame, rather than seeing everybody in the frame in just a small screen or even a medium-sized screen, so you can see maybe your family or even your friends, or even yourself for that matter. Lastly, both product operating systems have interactive widgets, meaning that if you go into the application and do a task, you can actually now do that same task just outside of the application on the home screen and on your widget. So very, very nice. Again, very easy and very less time consuming. Good job, Apple. For the difference between iOS and iPadOS, there are new lock screens for widgets and wallpapers, and live activities are finally coming to the iPad, which means yes, there are multiple timers, which is totally amazing. But there is still no calculator, unfortunately. So even though we're getting multiple timers, we're living in the world of wonders. I think that's what Craig said in the keynote.
We truly live in an age of wonders.
In addition, Notes gets improved with viewing/interacting with PDFs. You have the ability to autofill your information with PDFs. You can link related notes and collaborate with another person or a group of people with real-time updates when sharing notes. This sounds very competitive with GoodNotes or Notability, but I will try Notes on my iPad and see how it does well with my productivity. So let me know if you want a YouTube short about that. Lastly, the iPad has the Health app, which is good for large and important information, as well as having the additional vision and mental health, which will also be part of iOS and WatchOS as well. For iOS, there are personalized contact posters when being called or FaceTime. This feature is very similar to the customization of the lock screen and background wallpaper from iOS 16 we got from last year. There's an app called Journal coming in the fall, and it's where the user can set new goals and find new insights. It's a new way to appreciate life moments and preserve them as well. There's Standby, where the iPhone is turned sideways while charging to make more use of the iPhone experience. Apps such as Clock, Music, and more will be used for widgets and customization. You can also get live activities and even more use of Siri for the better experience, as I said before. This Standby feature is very similar to Google Nest or even the Google Pixel tablet that is coming up real soon. So just very small, which is nice. Lastly, for iOS is AirDrop, where you can name drop contact information. So RIP to business cards, but shout out to you if you're still using them to this day. That goes for old businesses. In addition to AirDrop and contact information, you can also AirDrop photos and other content such as music, or more specifically SharePlay. You can even AirDrop it, and even when you step away from the user's phone, it continues, but you at least need internet or cellular data, to be honest. So pretty nice there. So there's iOS and iPadOS. Again, there is a ton of other features for both of these software updates, but this video would be way too long, so we have to get through the rest of what happened in this keynote. Next is macOS 14, which we officially have a new name for the operating system, macOS Sonoma. It will have similar features to iOS and iPadOS. What's improved is video conferencing, web apps, and even gaming for the software update. For video conferencing, there is a new presenter overlay that keeps you part of the conversation when sharing your screen. You can choose from two overlays, large and or small. The large overlay keeps the spotlight on you, with your screen framed next to you on a separate layer. You can move, talk, and walk in front of your content. For the small overlay, it appears in a movable bubble to move over your shared screen, so it's easy to be seen while showcasing your work. You can move around the screen and point to the important details. In video conferencing, you can also react with your hands. The same feature is going to be in the iPad and even in the iPhone as well. And just like Zoom, but in a very Apple way. You can add a reaction that fills the camera frame with the fun 3D augmented reality effects like hearts, confetti, fireworks, and more. Lastly, for video conferencing is features to SharePlay, which are very simple to use. With web apps, you can bookmark the website you're on and still use it like an app. It may work for most cases, but for some apps, you may still have to download the app in the Apple Store. So basically, web apps are just like shortcuts for applications. Lastly, for macOS Sonoma, you have more games that are more useful and powerful due to Apple's M2 and more. You can play games such as Death Stranding, which I believe there is an application you have to use to play. But overall, for this software update, this is a big improvement, and I'm very excited for this to come to the Macs. Lastly is WatchOS 10, which we get a new comprehensive app redesign for more information, so you don't have to open up apps through the use of your iPhone. You get a better experience and more reliability of your watch. A daily driver for apps such as the weather, world clock, stocks, music, and even more. Part of this is the Smart Stack, which we have seen before in the widgets of the iPhone and the iPad. There are advanced metrics and views, and for the workout app, you get better experiences for cyclists and hikers. With topographical maps, elevation alerts, improved compass maps, and trail information. In addition to all these features, you get new watch faces and similar features from iOS and iPadOS. This is something that I'm very excited for, as we talked about from the rumors, and I would like to use my watch more often, especially when I'm working out and even in my everyday life. Lastly is one of the most anticipated products we have all been waiting for the past few years is Apple's new mixed reality headset, the Apple Vision Pro. This is the era of spatial computing, so let me explain. The Apple Vision Pro is a digital content mixed with the physical space. It's a singular piece of glass wrapped in an aluminum frame. A light seal to conform to any type of shaped head or face in that matter. A headband is a flexible mesh for any adjustment of the head, so very similar to the Apple Watch right here. You also have speakers, an external battery for all day, and 2 hours of use with data, which is not a lot for VR, but it is a first generation. It has an outward display, revealing the eyes, which makes it more like ski goggles. There are tons of cameras and sensors outside and inside the headset, and custom micro LED displays for each eye, where there is also option to provide eye prescriptions for an immersive experience. Apple Vision Pro is very similar to Ready Player One, but not to the extreme. They even use the same animation to show how very dystopian this headset is. What's amazing to me is there is no controllers provided. So something very similar to what Meta is doing with the Quest Pro or even their other Quest headsets. You just navigate through the headset with just your eyes, hands, and even voice to do things such as using the app of Safari, Notes, and even Microsoft applications from PowerPoint to Word to even Excel. You have this theater experience for using streaming services such as Apple TV, ESPN, Disney+, and more. And speaking of the theater experience, you have this virtual majestic environment where it shows in a keynote the screen can widen up to 100 feet while you're in this very virtual world. So this reminds me of the drive-in movies from back in the day, and they're still existent to this day. But you can kind of see it. I mean, can you? Because I want to make sure that I'm not the only one. You can also play games from Apple Arcade with the use of Bluetooth game controllers. Also, you can record videos or pictures and live in the memories from the Photos app, which is pretty creepy and dangerous. I mean, this isn't the feature that I really don't like from Apple Vision Pro. Because let's just say, for example, if I was recording a video of someone's kid blowing candles on a birthday cake, one, from their point of view, I would look like the Patrick meme in one of the episodes of SpongeBob. And in addition, I would damage the headset, either damaging the mesh material from the back or even leaving a burnt dent on the aluminum and glass on the headset, which would also ruin the cameras and sensors and not functioning the headset itself. I mean, look at this. Look how creepy this is. Look at, just based off this section of the presentation, I wouldn't like it. I don't think the kids would like it either from their perspective, but I guess both point of views are playing it for the sake of Apple advertisements. So I guess it's great marketing. No, but logically, it would be safer to use the phone to record and even let other people, including yourself, look at the memories rather than one person at a time putting on the headset that may be sweating and either taking a video or picture if they find it more interesting or even live in the moment. So I'm just saying. Personally, one of the most exciting or interesting things about this headset is the ability to connect with people by FaceTiming each person in your own space. You adjust their tile with just the power of your fingers, and with spatial audio, it becomes a factor in the conversation, becoming more natural and feeling as if they're actually in the room with you, which sounds creepy and confusing, but also cool at the same time. For the person seeing you, there is a digital persona or very similar an avatar while you are wearing the Vision Pro. You just use the cameras to scan your face, like setting up Face ID, and it gives more of a natural representation of you and your movements from your face to even your hands and arms. So I think the most interesting thing we will get to see is what the background will be like behind this digital persona or avatar, but we will only get to see when we actually try out the Vision Pro. Well, not me, but other content creators. Lastly is the ability to share apps while on FaceTime, such as notes, PowerPoints, and etc. And I'm not 100% positively sure on this, but hopefully this will work with other apps similar to FaceTime, such as Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and more. All of the features from Apple Vision Pro will be running a brand new operating system called visionOS, which is built from the foundation of iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. It is powered by Apple's M2 from the Mac lineups, as well as a brand new Apple Silicon chip, the R1, which is dedicated to the inputs from the cameras, sensors, and microphones, giving you better performance, a better experience, and lag-free / real-time view for better vision of what you're seeing right in front of you. This mixed reality headset is coming out early next year, only in the United States, for the price of $34.99. I'm gonna say $1,500. Let's put it there because $2,000 and $3,000 is pretty extreme. Yeah, I was way way off. But again, there's a reason why this product is priced so high. Because it's a first generation product, of course. They've done the same strategy for the iPhone back in 2007, for the iPad, for the Apple Watch, for the AirPods. Specifically the AirPods Max, because those are some hefty headphones for $599. But you can find cheaper on Best Buy or even Amazon. Additionally, the materials are being used, so this isn't made out of plastic, such as the Meta Quest. So are people going to spend their savings just to buy this product? Yes. But then again, as I said before, this is a first generation product. So the amount of people buying this product will mean more improvement in not only the hardware, but also the software, giving it more of a better experience. And soon, this product can be something turned into a pair of glasses where there's no technology and you're just seamlessly wearing it as if you're wearing normal glasses on a daily basis. So this will get better over time. And of course, there's rumors of it being a cheaper version of this mixed reality headset, which I wouldn't mind waiting 5, 10, 15, even 20 years for it to exist like this. At least I want to be alive for this to happen. But again, I wouldn't mind waiting at all. Just need some time and patience. So that is all of the announcements at Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference. Again, there is a ton of information I could have gone through, but then again, this video would have been way too long. So if you guys want to learn more, you can definitely check out Apple's website, and I will also recommend some other YouTube videos of information I didn't go through in this video. All of it will be down linked in the description. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you would have expected more surprises, if you guys are surprised about Apple Vision Pro or even iOS. The comment section is free to talk about, even though I don't have that many subscribers, but definitely get subscribed so that way there's a comment section full of conversations. I will hope you look out for at least one or two. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your time and patience. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Till then, it's Tyler. Peace out.